So I'm back after the break, and today I'll be talking about king and pawn versus king and pawn. So let's look at this first case in which these two kings are quite away from each other, but this king is closer to its pawn and also the opponent's pawn, whereas this king is a bit far away. And you might wonder that this king might win the race to catch this pawn, whereas this king is a bit far away. But that's not the case. So it depends on whose move it is first. So if it's white's move, white wins. But if it's black's move, black wins. So this might be a bit confusing. So let's see what if white plays first. So white plays this. King goes here. King goes here. And now the black king can't go up the board because this whole square is covered, this whole kind of shape is covered by this king, and the king can't really go forward. And what if it's black's move? So black goes first. Same moves. And now the white king can't go here. So as you can see that I'm mostly talking about these four squares. So for white has to reach these two squares, and for black has to reach these two squares, because white is covering these two squares and black is covering this square for the white king. And so the white king, wait a minute, the white king can't go here, and the black king can't go to these two squares. And so that's why these two are the key squares for white, and these two are the key squares for black, these two squares. And so that's how, if it depends on whose move it is first, and this is like depends on whichever color moves first. So if black moves first, black wins, and if white moves first, white wins. Now let's look at another case in which I'll be talking about so in this case I'll be talking about the reserving moves to attack the pawn. And so yeah, this is the case, and the way to play this position is whichever color moves first wins, same as the earlier case. But here you need to make sure that you don't directly go first. For example, if it's white's move, you shouldn't play this, because if black goes here, now it's a zugzwang and white has to give away this pawn, because white can't go here because this pawn is covering. And so white has to give away this pawn, and black takes, and then eventually wins the game if played the right way. But yeah, same goes for black. If black goes first, white can go here, and now black is in zugzwang, and black can't go here because this square is covered by the pawn. And so to not play this, either of them has to play a reserving move. So we have to kind of do this and attack this pawn. This square is not covered by this pawn because the pawn is moving downwards, and so black goes here, white goes there, and now black needs to save this pawn, so black goes up, and now white plays here. So it's like kind of a reserving move. So you play this and then you go here instead of directly going here. So you play two moves. You play two moves to get to this square. And so now black is in zugzwang and white wins this game. Whereas if white had moved first, then white would have been in zugzwang and black would have won the game. Same goes for black. If it's black's turn, black needs to play this move first, attacking this pawn from the back. And once white tries to save the pawn, then play this move. Now white doesn't have a move since this square is covered by this pawn. and so white has to give up this pawn. And so this was the second situation where you need to play reserving moves to kind of avoid a zugzwang. This same scene can be the same situation can be seen in this position where there are two more pawns on the board, and if it's white's move, this is a draw, but if it's black's move, this is a win for black. So black would, let's see how black would win. So black goes here, white goes here, black goes up. Now to defend this pawn, white would go back, this pawn push, white takes, king takes, and now there's no way for white to save this pawn, and black would win this game. And how would white draw this game? So the way to draw this game is not to go up the board but to stay in the back. So white goes here and we play this move. And now black's king can't go up. Even if you push, you just lose the pawn. And so that's why black goes here instead of black can't go there because the pawn is there. So black has to go back, white goes back, and this is just kind of a draw. But if white tries to go up the board, now this gets a bit kind of difficult for white to draw, because black has this move, and now if you go here, black plays this, takes and takes, and now white has to back out, and this is just losing for white, and black wins the game. So this was the case, these examples were the case when both the pawns are blocked by each other. And yeah, I'll be uploading more of these king versus king, king plus king, king plus pawn versus king plus pawn in the upcoming videos. And yeah, that's all for this one, and thanks for watching.